Well, hello everyone, it's Rick Passek, the FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we'll be tying a little baby damsel, let's call it. I've been catching a ton of fish on this pattern the last couple of weeks here. It's the beginning of June 2025, and yeah, I've just been nailing fish on these patterns. Now, I tie them in 4 or 5 different colors. I tie them in chartreuse, olive, light olive, brown, and tan. In this case, it's going to be kind of a brown, golden brown, let's call it. But I'll show you some of the other colors when I'm done. So, in the vise today, we have a Ahrex FW551, size 14. I really do like the Hends BL 120 as well in a size 14. However, and this is going to be a bit of a complaining session, but and I'm not picking on this company. I'm picking on several of the companies, but this happens to be from Semperfly. But you see on this side where it says size 12 to 16, well, these are a 14 right in the middle. And I had to go through probably 15 different beads to find one that fits this hook. It's a real problem in the industry. It's like I said, I'm not picking on just Semperfly, but it's a real pain in the butt, because you got to go through all these different beads. So I couldn't find one that fit the Hends hook. I tried them, same with Fanatic, couldn't find one that fit. Finally, I did find one that fit this. So yeah, but so this is a 2.8 mil bead. I probably could have gone to a 3, but I wanted this one a little bit smaller. But I mean, it's supposed to fit a 12 through 14. So I'm gonna go with a wood duck thread. Just get it started right behind the bead there. Come back. Just make sure that bead doesn't go anywhere. Put 3 or 4 wraps right behind it. Cut off that tag. Then I'm going to get some of the golden brown strung Marabou. I'm just going to grab a piece. I'm just stroking it to 90 degrees, and then I'm going to take about 1.5 finger to 2 finger widths, off of the feather. So about there. And then I'm just going to come to about there. Just going to switch it over. Sorry if I got my finger up in the air like this. I cut it pretty bad sharpening some Japanese knives that I have yesterday. And yeah, I made them a little sharp. So it's kind of out of the way, trying to keep it out of the way. So just bind that down, get to the back, and go under that tail and over, over. Okay. So now that's a little too long. So I wonder about the length of the body, maybe at the most. Just going to rip that like that. Okay. Keep your other piece of the feather, because you're going to need that for the body. So now I take a piece of this mirror tinsel in a 1/69th. So it's not very wide as a rib. Now this is the only problem I have with this pattern, is that after 3-4 fish, often this gets mangled. But I've tried it with wire. I've tried it with a bunch of other stuff, and it just seems to really work that much better with this mirror tinsel. So that's what I'll continue to use. And I just maybe have to tie up a few extras, that's all. Just because they do get mangled. Like I was out yesterday at a local lake, and I think I had 18 or 20 on this. So okay, so now you can see that some of this material back down here is kind of thick, and it's just not very nice. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And then all I'm going to take is just a little pin, not even a finger width, of the Marabou. I'm just going to slick it down with a little lick. And then, so I'm going to get the tips and just going to line them up, like just give them a cut. Bring that right back to your tie-in point. Come forward. And then I'm just going to wrap. Now, don't bring the mirror tinsel with you. I'm going to wrap in touching wraps. Don't overlap. You don't want this too thick, right? Bring that forward. And like I said, it really does matter about the rib. I was kind of surprised because I tied them up in several different versions, and this one matters. So now I'm going to counter wrap a rib into this. Just tie that in. Cut that off. Just take a dab of head cement right onto the thread. Nothing, not a huge amount. Just need a little bit, just so it doesn't come apart. And then just give that a whip finish right behind that bead. Do like a 3-turn, and then I'll follow it up with another 3-turn. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. She's finished. Right? Really simple. It's a very, very simple little fly. I hang this under an indicator, right? And it works really, really well. So here's a olive version with a bigger bead. And here's an olive version with the same size bead. And I don't have, well, here's a similar, it's not 100% the same, but with the golden olive. And then the tan I actually ran out of, so it's on my list to tie a bunch up today. There's some tan ones and some chartreuse ones, but I always like having chartreuse, tans, browns, light olives, and dark olives in my Damsel box, right? So, alrighty. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I was ripping and stripping damsels as well yesterday. The fish at this lake were just boiling all over the place for about 2 hours, and there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of damsel nymphs swimming around. So by the end of the day, my anchor rope and my fish finder and everything were just full of hatching damsels. So it was a pretty good day yesterday, and they were just subsurface. So floating line, stripping more of a damsel like these up here at the top, right? All of these up top. So stripping those, and then hanging these under the indicator in 8 feet of water, hanging them down at about 6 feet, and then so I was covering from 6 feet up to, and I was using fluorocarbon on my floating line. So these would, and a little bit of and the other ones. So when I'm stripping it in, they were maybe 2 to 4 inches. 2 to 4 inches below the surface, and you could just see them boiling at them. So it was a really good day. So, alrighty. But like I said, browns, olives, golden olives, tans, and chartreuse. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thailands, everyone.